I've been on Mounjaro now for 4 months. I do weekly updates, but I also like to do monthly updates so you can kind of see the difference. Also, I give a bigger scale picture. So if you're new, I'm Alan, I'm losing it. Let's dive into this. When I first started on this weight loss plan, diet, lifestyle change, update, whatever I wish to fucking call it, I weighed in at close to 27 stone, which is 375 pounds-ish and 170 kilos. Just making sure that I give all the numbers for the people that need metric, imperial, that kind of thing. My BMI was stupidly high. I mean, like 53. My blood pressure was just below ultra dangerous, but yeah. And I decided that, right, I need to do something this year because I'm 40. I've got 2 kids, a 4-year-old and a 9-year-old. My 4-year-old is autistic. My 9-year-old has ADHD. I need to make sure that I make the moves that I want to do to make sure that I'm around for them when they're older. I lost my dad when I was 16, 17. He was in his mid to late 40s, and that caused some serious mental health issues for me as I grew older. And the last thing I want to do is impose that circle on my kids. Now, if you're not an OG and you haven't been around on this channel with me since day one, brief outline: I don't drink, I don't smoke, I comfort eat, or did. My biggest kind of comfort food is always kind of savory stuff, crisps. Was never really a chocolate fiend or a sweet fiend. I've done every weight loss diet you could possibly think of. Soups, shakes, juices, going to the gym, non-stop, calorie counting, intermittent fasting, water fasting, and even the things that, you're not supposed to do. And none of those have helped me over the years. And I've just continued to put on weight, half a stone-ish a year since my 20s. And then I hit 27 stone. I'm looking up there because it's on my board. And I was like, right, I need to get this sorted. Over the last 4 months since being on the Mounjaro jabs, I have found that these jabs help with my willpower, my impulsive desires to comfort eat. It eliminates food noise. And for people that don't understand the benefit of that, when you wake up in the morning, your brain and your head are just go like, oh yeah, I could have some breakfast. You get to around about 12, 1 o'clock-ish, you're like, oh yeah, I could have some tea. And then in the evening, there's your dinner, maybe supper, maybe some snacks, or you're feeling shit and your brain just goes like, you've had a bad day, so why don't you grab that chocolate or those crisps, Alan? With these jabs, sorry, I'm allergic to everything that is hay fevery, so I might have the odd cough and sniffle. With these jabs, those voices disappear. So you need to eat breakfast and tea and dinner, or lunch and tea, or whatever you want to, the order you want to put it in. I live in the north and they do it weird, and I was grown in the south and they do it weird. You're supposed to eat those things, but in some cases you'll overindulge or you'll comfort eat, or in some cases you've eaten but it's still nagging. These jabs help limit that issue. It boosts your willpower. It turns the volume switch down from an 8 out of 10 going, eat those crisps, to a 4 out of 10, which is much more manageable. That way, you've had breakfast in the morning and you've eaten healthy. And then let's say you go to work and you sit there and you're in the office from 9 till 2 and you've got that whole craving that you want to eat a load of stuff and eat crap, right? This dulls down that, and you don't have to munch on all of those cakes that come around the office, or overindulge or overeat in your lunch tea break. What it also does is it helps slow down the digestive system. So therefore, when you do eat, it stays in your body for longer. It makes you feel fuller for longer. And most importantly, here's the science bit. It sends a signal in the belly and the brain that says, hey, you're full. Stop thinking about food. You don't need it. You're okay, right? Which relieves that stress, which helps the willpower. And in the process, here's the brilliant bit, has helped me lose 37 pounds in 4 months. That's 2.5 stone for everyone in the UK and 16.7 kilograms for everybody else that wants to use freedom units. I eat healthier just on autopilot now. I crave fruit and vegetables. I don't overindulge. The days after that I take my jab, where I feel that I can feel the impact of the jabs through slow digestion or stuff like that, I then just eat a little lighter, which is easy to do. soups, salads, a hell of a lot less bread. I don't really have chips anymore. I just don't want them. Now, I was worried about the whole, like, if you're going to eat less and you're going to get less calories, but are you going to get less vitamins and stuff? So for ages, I got like multivitamin pills and potions. I showed it in one of my recent videos that I was getting 4 or 5 tubs of stuff, right? And I'd have to take some here and some there in the morning and some in the afternoon and some in the evening, which with someone like me, I've got ADHD. I struggle with remembering these kind of things. So what I've now done is I've kind of pushed it all into a routine. So I take my happy pills in the morning, and if I take my happy pills, I can add stuff to it. In fact, I've got a protein powder that I take with a shaker, right? And then I add my pills and potions. I got these from Lillian Loaf. Don't worry, but some kind of, I'm not shilling. My plan is to, like, if I can consolidate it all into something in the morning, then I build it as part of my routine. I get then all of my multivitamins and minerals and daily allowances and stuff. That way I can just forget about it in the morning. Because I have been going through a few personal issues in the last few months. I'm going through the final stages of splitting from my long-term partner. That's the first time that I've officially mentioned it in these videos in those words. It's been a lot emotionally over the last 3, 4, 5 months. And in the past, I would have comfort eated. I would have binged eat. I would have undone a lot of my hard work from soups or shakes or going to the gym or calorie counting. But on these jabs, it's really helped me. The willpower boost has helped me a lot. I don't feel the need to binge eat. And even if I do eat the naughty stuff, I don't eat an entire 6 to 12 pack of multi-pack crisps. I don't eat an entire tube of McVitie's biscuits. I'll have 1 or 2 packets of crisps. I'll have 1 or 2 biscuits. And then my brain just goes like, you're done now. So I don't have to deprive myself of the things that help me. I don't have to get rid of my coping mechanism. It just means that I don't have to have as much of it, which means fat man eats less naughty food, which means he loses weight, which then helps with the whole negativity spiral. If I haven't fallen off and put on weight, then I don't have to kick myself for putting on weight, and therefore more comfort eating, which then undoes even more of the weight loss. I found since I've been taking these like pills and potions and stuff, I've also felt much more alert in the mornings. And I've had a hell of a lot less of the whole gut problems with taking these jabs. I don't have many gut problems, but like the first day or so of you taking the jab each week, I take mine on a Sunday, it will slow down your metabolism a little bit. So if you've had something really, really heavy on, say, the Sunday, and then you jab on the Sunday evening, then it kind of sits around in your gut for a day or so, which can lead to those eggy, sulfury burps. And I wanted to find a solution for that. So, like, along with the shake stuff, I got probiotics and stuff. I'm sure I'll put a link to everything that I use down below if you want to check it out. I've been using them for a little while. I'll do a full review on them in a dedicated video at some point, no doubt. End of the day, what I really, really love about these jabs is it's helping me reclaim my life. I'm going through a very stressful time. I finally get keys to my new flat sometime next week. I then move in, I get all the rooms set up, a nice room for my kids. Thanks to these jabs, I haven't fallen down the hole of needing to comfort eat. I continue to lose weight, which then helps me have more energy, less body weight to move around when I'm moving things in and out of a house. I'm sleeping better. I feel the urge to go and do things more often, which then, because you're moving more, you're burning more energy, which then therefore helps you lose more weight. It's kind of like a self-fulfilling, Alan has something weird, self-fulfilling upward spiral. And it's really, really helping me. Overall, the last 4 months have been absolutely life-changing. And everybody's been so positive and helpful and supportive on this journey. I just passed 1,000 subscribers on this channel. Not only just, I smashed through it, which was fantastic. And then this is the only thing that I'm going to plug, like hard sell. I then started the community support group, which if you scan this QR code here, you join a WhatsApp group, right? This code here, you join a WhatsApp group with myself. This current moment around about 40 odd people at the time of recording this video that are daily talking to people, chatting, sharing recipes, helping each other. There's also a URL down below if you don't want to scan. So if you want to click, then have a look at the description. Truly the nicest people I've ever met, and they're all going on the same journey as you. In my case, the same journey that I've been doing for the last 4 months. I'm Alan. I'm losing it. So far, 37 pounds in 4 months. Are you? Scan the code. The code. Scan the code. Use the link.